Recording labor time. Avdex myTime. The application has the Avdex myTime function. Personnel are able to record timesheet entries online via portable electronic device or via the normal AMS browser application. This is available on a PC or PAD. An authorization level has been introduced, where management can authorize the user time before it is uploaded into the system. This allows personnel to record time when a task is started or ended. These myTime entries can be uploaded to the timesheet database from the timesheet page. Auto-allocate will add times based on the daily working times as defined on the timesheet types. Work time should be defined for 7 days of the week. The definitions are used to deduct lunch and tea time from a full day's work. This is true even for non-working days. Working and non-working days are defined on the parameters page. Recommendation. For the best results, with the least confusion, personnel should only check into tasks. This should happen first thing in the morning and when the user moves from one task to another. Checkouts will be managed by auto-allocate. The only time a user must check out is when leaving at a time other than the normal day end time. If not checked out, auto-allocate will assume a full day worked. Auto-allocate rules. If a user checks in on a task and does not record any further entries, auto-allocate will assume a full day was worked on the initial task. A checkout time will be added as well as all check-in and out times to add tea and lunch times for the day. Checking in on a second task, without checking out on the previous task, will add the new task start, but also end the previous task automatically. Start and end times, spanning normal working hours, will be added as overtime. The task will be split into an overtime section and a normal time section. In this allocation, a 10 minutes grace period is allowed where early or late starts and stops will be adjusted to normal start and stop times. Dead periods between checkout and check-in will be shown as unallocated time. Timesheet notes. Personnel can enter notes on the tasks performed. These notes will be reflected on a dedicated report in the WorkPack report. Care should be taken not to duplicate the same task note on any one task card. A note can be provided when a task is started. Should a note be provided when a task is ended, this will replace the original entered at the start time. Timesheet notes are optional and should not be confused with action taken entries for task certification. All notes will be transferred to the timesheet page. The supervisor can edit or delete the notes provided on myTime. Booking labor on a task card. The timesheet page is primarily used to record personnel labor time. The type of activities can extend beyond WorkPack tasks. This allows the system to be used for all hours worked by personnel and includes activities such as training, leave, sick leave, time in lieu, etc. These activities may be defined to fit the requirements of the company. Timesheet information may be recorded, edited or deleted on this page. The only limitation is that time booked on task cards must be linked to open WorkPacks. Time cannot be altered on task cards linked to closed WorkPacks. Timesheets are used with the following goals. Staff personal history of working hours, leave, etc. Contain all the basic information required as input by a payroll system. Calculate accurate costs of labor on a WorkPack. Calculate an accurate selling price per WorkPack with substantiating data. Allow adjustment of WorkPack task selling values without influencing the task cost. Create a database of AME experience. The primary goal of timesheets is to get an accurate costing of WorkPack tasks. Each timesheet entry generates a task cost as well as a task selling component. These costs are calculated by using various factors as defined in the program configuration. These are defined in the following settings: company profile rate factors, personnel rates, timesheet type definition, work pack selling factor. The timesheet function has been designed to be very flexible to adapt to the specific implementation of AMS. It is recommended that these parameters are set up front and then to remain constant. The goal of the timesheet system is not to be a payroll system, as statutory deductions and costs are not included into the system. To configure the final calculation, inputs need to be configured at various levels. Avdex myTime. myTime user interface. The myTime interface has been developed to allow staff to directly book time on the system. This will reduce the work linked to manually capturing of time sheets. Time allocated will be more accurate as it must be recorded when the task is done. This interface will allow users to book time, even when on a remote site, as only an internet connection is required. Implementing myTime eliminates the requirement of opening timesheet entries for all users. Adding and editing directly in the timesheet window can be restricted to senior staff. Configuration. Basic configuration required is to define the working hours for any day, leaving out gaps in the working day like tea and lunch times. This must be done for 7 days in the week, wherever tea and lunch times could be taken. The next step is to identify working days of the week to differentiate between normal working hours on weekdays and overtime days like Saturdays and Sundays. The final step is to allocate public holidays in the public holiday section of the parameters page. Implementation. Users must log in with the unique login. This can be done via the normal computer browser interface or on a personal electronic device browser. Users simply select the task and check in or out. It is recommended that after the first login of the day, users continue by logging into the next task. This will automatically log out of the previous task. Time is automatically allocated to working hours for the specific day. Time before the earliest time or after the latest time for the day is considered as overtime. Tea time or lunch gaps in the working day will be deducted from the time booked. Users cannot adjust the time in myTime, as the time of the entry, when recorded, will be taken as the actual time. The task type can be manually entered or scanned from a task card barcode. This function is available on a mobile phone interface to further simplify the user action to be taken. The user login determines the name of the user for the timesheet. myTime can therefore only be recorded by the logged-in user on timesheets. The definition of working time simplifies the user input. Technically, a user only needs to check in and select the task to be linked. If no further entry is found for the day, the program will assume normal working hours for the rest of the day. Should the user change tasks during the day, the new task is simply checked. The system will check out from the previous task and start the new task. Processing. Time booked on myTime is allocated in a temporary database, from where it is uploaded to the live database as authorized time. The person responsible for uploading myTime can edit the task or time before uploading. The responsible person will edit and then authorize the myTime booked by the users before it is loaded.